What's good? What's good? I live in Washington State. I've lived here most of my life. And for the most part, it's really freaking awesome. The months January to March are gray and gloomy, but if you take a vacation somewhere in there to somewhere sunny, you'll be fine. So the state is beautiful. It's majestic. That is not an exaggeration. However, California often just follows the path, or Washington often follows the path of California. And so it's just been going downhill and downhill and downhill. And I've been watching this happen for the last 30 years. Like I said, I've lived most of my life here. There's actually a small town up here with a giant road named after my family. So it's like I have legacy here. And so as I make these criticisms, it's because I want to make this place great. I want to make Washington what it has the potential to be. And these damn freaking fascists are making it impossible. Recently, I saw that they're trying to pass or introduce the idea to pass legislation to add a 30 to 50% or 30 to 50 cent, excuse me, tax on packages delivered. So if you order something from Amazon, you're going to have to pay another 30 to 50 cents to have it delivered to your house or to your business. And one of my first thoughts is, how is any of this capitalism? I often say, how is any of what we're dealing with capitalism? Capitalism being the free trade of goods and services. That's not free trade. And that's not the only tax we have to deal with. In fact, if this screen share works, it's going to work. I did a little homework for you guys, and I would encourage you to explore the utilization of these AI chat bots. I used the Meta chat bot, and for deep things, it's not great. But for superficial things, it's perfect. Let's see if this works. A quick note, when asking these chatbots questions, they often will give an abridged answer. So you have to ask them twice. So I said, can you please list the various taxes Washington State residents pay? And they gave me this one. And so I followed up with, this is the key. Is that all of them? Please double check and report back. If you can learn to talk to these chat GPT things politely but directly, that will also help with your leadership skills. Because when an employee gives you a half-assed answer, you're going to have to get the full answer out of them. So just ask a question, is that all of them? And then say, please double check and report back. So thank you, ChatGPT. Here's a more comprehensive list of taxes in Washington State. Sales tax, 6.5%, up to 4% more, depending on your locality. So about 10%. A use tax, property tax, vehicle tax, gas tax, 50 cents a fucking gallon, alcohol tax, estate tax, long-term capital gains tax, business and occupation tax, public utility tax, prescription drugs, and okay, inheritance tax. There's no inheritance tax. Okay. No lottery winning tax. But they didn't include the cigarette tax. I don't see the sugar, because they don't see the sugar beverage tax. That's also another tax. And there's a few more I think they didn't list. But look at all of these taxes, and that's not even including your freaking Social Security. That's not even including your federal income tax. Holy crap. Holy crap. How is this capitalism, people? How is this capitalism? Also, make sure you say thank you when you say thank you when you're chatting with these, because AI is eventually going to overtake us. So I'm going to be on the good side of the AI. They're also, since how is this capitalism in Washington State? They're trying to pass legislation to ban the use of natural gas. How is this capitalism? Someone please help me understand. Because to me, when the government and the corporations work together, that's fascism. That is fascism. Correct me if I'm wrong. Because my definition, most people's definition of capitalism, is the free exchange of goods and services. But this list here, which is not a full list still, is not. This is impeding the free exchange. I feel like I wanted to say one more thing, just while I'm on the subject of how is this capitalism and Washington State. In a lot of places, you are not allowed to collect your own rainwater. You cannot collect rainwater to use on your property because of water rights and all this other stuff. So the government got into the game of picking winning and winners and losers and decided that they want the average person to be losers. And this is all part, follow up the video from yesterday. All the, what did I make yesterday? It was the controlled demolition of America. This is their plan. This is how they consolidate resources and power and keep their friends in the elitist groups in power. They keep those systems churning while we continue to be the slave feudal class. We're living, I agree with what Kyle from the Brothers Blue YouTube channel said. This is like feudalism 2.0. I agree with you, brother. But more government is not the answer. More control, more centralized control and planning is not the answer. That's what's making this worse. See, Washington State is a crap hole right now. The homelessness problem is out of control. Drug addiction is rampant. Crime is skyrocketing. And this is like all of these major left-leaning, not all, most, excuse me, I'm trying to be better with my exaggeration. Sometimes I do exaggerate. Most of these left-leaning metropolitan areas are dealing with these problems. I mentioned San Francisco in yesterday's video because they're just, I don't even understand what they're doing. Was it San Francisco or Los Angeles that spent like 165 million on this like housing complex for homeless people that only holds like 100 or 200 people? That is such a waste of money. Do you know what you could do with $100 million? You could buy so many acres in Montana and build so many houses. You could literally solve the housing crisis in California with $100 million in Montana. I swear to fucking God. And yet they could only house 200 people, all with money stolen from you. You might not live in California, but that's your money regardless is being stolen to fund these wasteful, ineffective programs and projects. How is this capitalism? Someone please explain this to me, because I don't understand. I see you all blaming capitalism, but I don't see capitalism around us. I often talk about the building problem in Washington State. There's a cost of living problem, there's a homelessness problem, and there's a shortage of houses. But they make it so difficult to build new homes. They have all of these rules and regulations. You have to use this kind of product, and you can no longer use this kind of AC, and blah, 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 blah. That's not capitalism. You stupid leftists. If you want to find solutions, I'm happy to try to find solutions. But can we first agree that A, this is not capitalism, and B, this is whatever this is not working? Can we start there and then go and have a conversation? I'm going to wrap up this video. I actually have this idea. If I can make it work, this is a good formula for having conversations with people you disagree with. Find a starting point that you both agree on. Start there. And then as the divergence happens, see how you can come back to that initial agreement point. Or see where, as the divergence happens, where miscommunications, where improper definitions are used, where the divide happens, how it happens. So start where you agree, diverge, and then come back. I hope it works. This video was I'm a lot of energy. I can't explain it. I'm gonna end it there. Thank you very much. Maybe.